I am going to listen, so I need people to keep making hear how I sound for a second.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking.
I can tell my hair.
I'm talking. Everyone is present. Ooh, look at that pretty face.
Present and accounted for.
All right, so how did everything sound?
Ryan said fine.
Fine?
I think it sounded good.
I love how the question went from yourself as a woman to if any one of you three was a woman, would you date yourself? Would you date each other?
Oh, Ryan and I would go to town on each other.
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think either of them are my fucking type.
I think we'd have to get a reinforced bed or something.
Oh, yeah. We just use the floor. I mean, come on.
I think we need to get started with the episode before this goes
be
any more off the rails.
Fucking house. Otherwise, the floorboards are gonna break.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Let's get started.
All right.
Is this a live stream?
Yes.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Wow, I just made I would bang a female Ryan live stream.
Cool. Yep, that's on the internet forever.
I don't think you're the only one. It's okay.
I think most of us would. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Hello,
I've
everybody.
seen myself in Snapchat filters. I'd fuck myself too.
Welcome
Can you send me
to
that?
the Shloink Show. My name is Taylor. I'm here with Ryan, Hiram, and Sarah. This is the only show where love is in the air. You guys had a pretty good segue into the topic today.
Perfect. Like it was planned.
Yeah. So, I've been thinking a lot recently.
About which friends you bang?
Train yourself.
Close. What was in February? Does anyone have any answers for me? What was going on in the month of February?
Black History
Martin
Month.
Luther King Day.
Close. The answer was
Valentine's.
a lot of fucking. A lot of it. Nasty, just totally crazy sex happening all through the month of February. It is the time of the month to show your love to your lovers, your bros, your homies. Who knows? But the point is that babies are baking right now in the oven. They're getting created or have been created.
No, you meant cremated.
No, definitely not. So it got me thinking. It got me on a line of thought that made me think
Taylor wants to be a dad.
one day, but no. The line of thought was, what came before? Everyone talks about the afterlife. Everyone talks about death and where you're going to go. Is it going to be heaven? Is it going to be hell? But no one ever talks about what happens before. The before life. So today, you guys are going to be playing a game where you're going to take me on a journey through the fictional land of creating a human being, packaging them up, and sending them straight into your ball sack and into the other orifice. You guys are going to be explaining to me that process today. This is going to be a points-based game. You guys are going to be judged on creativity, good conversation, and what's the word? Consistency is what.
So do I have to figure out who the daddy is, being the only woman here?
No, this is the before.
No, it's
life.
not your ball sack, Sarah. Yours in particular.
We're all talking about your ball sack right now. No.
Mine specifically. Got it.
No. This is the before life. Okay, this is where you're at your customization screen. We're picking the features. We're picking the traits.
This is where you could have been happy, or you were happy before you were born.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where we're at.
This is a side bit. Just so I can get it out of my system, so I don't think about it the entire time.
Okay.
In Mormon theology, this is technically doctrine that there was a before life. Anyway, just something interesting.
I will say,
Yep.
you can go a fictional route, you can just make up something, which that's where you're going to get your creative points. You can go by religious scripture. You could go that route. We can have good conversation. So consistency, good conversation, creativity. And I'm also going to say there's points for funny. If you guys got something funny, points. Okay? So what's going to happen? I'm going to give you each a 2-minute head start. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. Before I give you guys the question that I need you to answer, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to just think about it. Think about it for a minute. Okay? And then after that 2 minutes, I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to start with Ryan, then we're going to go to Hiram, then we're going to go to Sarah. And then you guys are going to explain the answer to that question. Now, do not hesitate to go into detail. I'm all game for that. There is no time limit on the responses of the questions. Okay? And there will be a part after I ask all of these questions. There will be a bonus round where you guys can lose points. So no one is safe. Okay? Okay, all right. Now that time is up, I hope you guys have had enough time to gather your thoughts. Let's get into the first question. I'm going to start with Ryan. I'm going to go to Hiram. Then we're going to go to Sarah. And we're just going to keep going in that circle until this is done.
All right.
Ryan.
Where are you on my screen? On your screen.
I'm below.
Am I right above you?
I'm below you. Yeah. You're below
Okay,
me.
cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Ryan. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you before you were conceived?
What are you before you are conceived? I feel like you are a spirit.
No,
right?
you don't
Before
feel. You know. You know all
you
of
know
this information.
you know all this. I know you
You're
are a
professional,
spirit.
man. You
It's
know
like
what this
very
is.
yeah. It's like very professional all over
Professional,
again. Everything
yeah.
we do is very professional. You
Always.
are a spirit in kind of like a waiting room, but there's like 15 to 20 other spirits in this surrounding the circular desk that looks like a roulette wheel, and every so often you throw your ball in, and if it lands on the right one when it goes around, if it lands on the right one, you get a chance to go to the ball sack, and then
So it's like
obviously
gambling.
the next journey,
It's a gamble.
yeah, it's like gambling.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
gambling to have a life started,
Uh-huh.
and everyone just kind of hangs out and chills until the great journey begins.
The great journey.
The great journey through the fallopian tube and the stomach and all that stuff.
The stomach?
The
It depends how
floating
much the girl
tube.
likes you, but yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it could be the stomach.
Okay. Is that your answer? Is that your full answer?
That's my answer. Yeah.
Okay.
There's more to it, but I'm assuming that there's gonna be more questions that will let me answer
Yeah.
that.
So you're
Yeah.
a spirit playing roulette for the opportunity to be in the scrote shelter.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Just a big
Yeah,
gamble.
Scroture,
Cool.
yeah.
I like it.
Okay. All right, Hiram.
Because
What are-
that's where the saying life is a gamble comes from.
I like it.
Well, that's
I like
more
it.
of the during
That's actually very
life.
philosophical.
That's the
Well, even,
during
like-
life segment.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Statistically speaking, it's unlikely anyone will be born because you're competing with millions of other sperms. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
that's true. Hiram, what are you before you're born? Before you
What am-
conceived?
Well, everyone else was like what Ryan said, but what I was doing is I was actually robbing people in the
Well, it's not about
pre-Earth
you.
life.
It's not about
Oh,
you.
my bad.
I know I
Yes.
say you, but we're
So-
talking just a random specific instance.
Okay, yeah. So there are many kinds of people at the roulette table of Scrote House games. Many of which are spirits, like Ryan said, and a lot of people are dealers. And the thing about the dealers is they're always cheating, and the house always wins. So this is why certain people are born to very wealthy families, and others not so much. Those of us born to poor families were broke in the pre-existence, and versus other people like Baron Trump would have been a dealer, and the house always wins.
Can you,
In Scrote House
can you
Casino.
sum that up for me, just very simply?
Yeah, some people are playing roulette, and some people are controlling the wheel. That's how
As
the priest
spirits,
wrote-
as spirits in the before
as
life.
spirits.
Okay.
As spirits, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Unless you're a redneck.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Give me a second. I don't know.
As someone who's gone through this experience very recently, I feel I have some authority on this topic.
You have a very interesting authority take on that. Uh-oh.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I should have planned
I'm
this
holding on,
part
Taylor.
out better. Hold on.
Didn't plan it out.
You always do that, Taylor. You're like, oh, I should have planned this out better. Well,
Nah, that's more of a me thing.
I feel like that's kind of all of us.
You want to see my nose hair trimmer, Ryan?
Is Sarah still here? What?
I have a nose hair trimmer just on my desk. You
Okay,
just stick it in there and kind of, and then you're done. Your nose
Okay.
doesn't have any hair in it.
Sarah. What are
So-
you before you're bored?
You're multiple things, actually. So, because you have to wonder, where does your personality come from? Where does your hair color come from? Where does your eye color come from? Now, everybody says, oh, it comes from your parents, but it's not. Envision a world. Have you ever played the Wii?
Uh-huh.
So you know that waiting room and there's all the little me characters running across the screen?
Yeah.
That is before life. That's what you are. Those are the personalities. Those are the hair types. Those are the eye colors. Everything is different. So essentially what happens is, and that's a place called the thought. Okay. THOT.
Okay.
How many thoughts are there?
Ask your mom.
No,
Sorry.
there's only one thought. Because that's the place that you are. You're just in the thought. Good
Okay.
Lord. So, depending on the choices that other people make in life, it combines random bits and pieces. It combines random of these little me characters and gradually, slowly turns it into one human being,
Okay. Okay.
thus leading it to, what you become later. But you have to go through the thought first.
Okay.
You have to combine. Ryan, you look shocked.
I'm thinking.
I think going through Ryan's head is do 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 do.
that's probably what my face looked like. I just had
A
the
little
Wii
bit.
characters playing.
I'm the main character in that moment.
I've been thinking about how like there's different me verses though. Like there's the one on the Wii, the one on the Wii U, the one on the 3DS, and they're all different.
There's so many
It's
different
like-
me's, yeah.
Your hair
There's
color, your
three
eye color,
different
your body type.
yeah, there's three different pre-existences according to the Nintendo lore.
Okay. All right. So, next question. So Ryan,
Yes.
where is the before life located? Where are you in this before life land? What is it?
In a far, far reach outside of consciousness. You can't comprehend on where you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't describe it where you're at. It's kind of an empty vast. And the only thing that you have, the only thing that's there is that roulette table.
So it's
It's
just a
those balls.
void with a gambling table.
It's a void with a
Okay,
table.
okay.
And sometimes when one person leaves, another person phases into existence. And you never see that person ever again.
Dude,
Right?
you've been playing too much
So the-
Schedule 1, bro.
That's blackjack.
Okay.
That the table, the roulette table is never empty. It is always full. The second someone leaves, someone else takes their spot.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
And you have to gamble more the more you gamble. But the thing is, how you gamble, the currency in this void-ish place is you gamble each IQ that you could have had. So that's why a lot of people.
Whoa,
when they're
whoa, whoa,
born-
whoa, whoa, whoa. We're just talking about location. We're just talking about
Okay,
location.
sorry,
right now.
sorry. Their gambling is IQs.
Gambling
But
IQ
it's-
points.
Yeah.
Okay.
That explains a lot about a lot of things.
So
Actually,
if you really want to get into it, if you really want to be risky, you can gamble a chromosome too, if you'd like.
It's
You can do that.
some people have more than others.
Yes, it's called Down syndrome.
Okay. Hiram,
Homie, homie. Yeah,
where are you located in the before life?
Well, the spirits make something called gender fluid, and as we know from science, gender fluid is in fact stored in the balls. Therefore, we're in the scrot of a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex, where this is all taking place. That's why the casinos call it Scrot House Casino.
No, this is before he was conceived, right? This is before you're conceived.
Yeah, this isn't the T-Rex of eternity. You're in the T-Rex eternity's balls because you're made of gender fluid, and gender fluid is stored in the balls.
Okay.
This is during the Jurassic period, by the way.
I fucking hate how literal that is. It just clicked in my head. Gender fluid is stored in balls.
thought you'd like that.
Oh god. The only gender fluid I believe in is my balls.
Hey, man.
That's so stupid. That's so funny though.
You're welcome. Gender fluid is also known as alcohol because you drink too much of it, and then you get with one of your lady friends, and you're like, "Wonder what gender it's gonna be," because you drink too much of that fluid.
Is this just two T-Rexes chatting it up about the gender fluid in their balls?
No, it's just one T-Rex. He just happens to be the T-Rex of eternity.
It's
Okay.
just
We're in
one
his balls.
gigantic ball.
Okay. Okay.
He has one testicle.
Okay, Sarah. Where's the before life located?
We've only got one T, right, in T-Rex?
The before life exists. It is called thought, just so you know. The before life is called thought. T-H-O-T.
Yeah. Okay.
It exists in static. All static. Sound. Television. Your brain. Because your brain does have static.
Okay.
Does this include the little fuzzies you see floating across your vision sometimes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thought. There are children there. Well, the start of children.
Okay. Static. Okay. All right. So the next question, Ryan, what needs to happen to be chosen to begin the process of becoming a new life?
Of becoming a new life. So just because I'm so literal.
Like what plucks you out of the cosmic soup?
out of to
casino.
get to find the egg and to start being born.
Yeah.
Or to start developing.
Yeah.
Weapons. Guns. It's seriously when you are after you leave the roulette table and you enter the sack, it turns into basically a battle royale. Everyone's just standing around waiting.
So you just okay?
And-
Hold on. Wait, I got questions. Hold on. Okay, so wait, we go to the gulag after we hit the gambling table,
Yeah.
and we just
Yeah.
get plopped into a battle,
Yeah.
a battle
Everyone's-
royale. Okay.
Everyone's waiting in the gulag, and then they release the floodgates, and everybody's running out, trying to find the weapons to use, and then you got to eliminate all the other sperms. But at the same time, you have to get to a certain distance because you got to race to the exit as well before everything gets flushed out.
Okay.
Right?
Was that
If you hang out too long, the storm will come in, and you will be you'll be
Also
destroyed.
known as the period. I see.
Yes. So if you just hang out, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna wait till the storm resides. Well, guess what? It's fucking shining elevator all over again. Just blood everywhere. You're not gonna be able to escape. You're gonna die. So that's how you have to.
Coachella.
That's how they find.
So in this line of thinking, you go into a battle royale in the pre-life, and then after that, you've got to go to another battle royale to get picked to be the right sperm. So you got to fight
Yes.
for your life twice. Okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
That's
called
why
fuck
life.
life.
That's why life is when you are born. They say life is a gift because you fought your way to get there,
Yeah,
and now
really
your reward is to live life and to have a soul, officially have a soul. But the shitty thing is that people keep fighting for the rest of their life sometimes because they were born in shitty situations.
Okay. Hiram?
Yeah.
Where what needs to happen to be chosen to start the process?
You have to
You see-
battle a 50-foot demon.
I was going to go with Dark Souls next, but I'm going to go a different direction.
Okay.
You see, what happens, young Taylor, young students who are definitely not all older than me, but whatever, shut up, is when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, they capture a pure oxen from the plains, and they get in a time machine and go back to the Jurassic period, where they must
This
sacrifice
is
this
before
oxen.
life.
I'm telling you how it gets there. We're getting there.
Okay,
Just
okay,
speak
okay,
it.
okay.
They sacrifice the oxen to the majestic Tyrannosaurus of eternity, and then he blows his load to the winners of the roulette table fly out, and then they have to tonsil wrestle to the death to decide who becomes the child, who becomes the fertilized fetus alien in the womb of their hopefully wonderful mother.
Okay, sum this up. so time traveling parents
Take Cal to Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex busts a nut. You tonsil wrestle to the death, and that's how you decide who goes into the womb.
Damn, I need to be tonsil wrestled.
I got you, bro.
Okay. All right. So you
Yeah.
spiritual sperm inside of T-Rex balls, right?
Shoots out of balls.
Shoots out of balls.
Fights other spirit, sperm, gender fluid babies
Okay.
with tonsils only.
Okay.
Tonsil wrestles to the death, and winner goes in vagina to womb. And they're made of fluid,
Okay.
so it's very easy.
Okay.
It's just, yep. And that's where babies come from, kids.
I like this educational class.
I got you, bro.
Learning so much. Is this what the outside world is really like?
It is. This is
Very,
true. This
yes.
is your sex ed class, Sarah. You really take this in, okay?
But wait, how can I teach a sex ed class if I don't know what I'm doing?
You are the student. You're
Okay,
learning.
cool. But you just asked me to.
You're learning until you have to speak.
And then you have to educate.
Yeah.
Well, I can only tell you what happens in my closet.
Oh God!
Whoa.
Whoa.
You took all the coat hangers out, didn't you?
Oh no. Oh, that's horrible. Damn.
That was bad.
That was really bad.
That was nasty. I apologize.
Dang.
Hold on, almost done.
Ryan, have you always had a Series X, or is that new?
That's his. That's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am a fan of robbery.
Yeah, he did.
I
He
too
stole
am.
it in the night.
I have a key, so I totally could.
Hey, we got ghost in my
Take
house.
like-
See?
Don't piss me off. I'll sneak into your house and steal your TV.
You should steal all of his socks, but just put them in the freezer in his house.
God, you know what I should do? I should get a key, sneak into his house, and just move everything into a different drawer in his kitchen.
Okay, Sarah.
Stay away from bread.
Sarah, explain to me what is the process to be chosen to become a new life?
So, I'm gonna kind of start it like Hiram. We're gonna start at the beginning. Moms and dads have different thoughts. THOT thoughts. Where you exist. Where multiple parts of you exist scattered. Now these thoughts have to collide somehow. Right?
Mhm.
And that's where your basic definition of sex comes from. Yep, exactly, Hiram. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for the demonstration.
I got you.
When these thoughts collide, each parent gets the opportunity to view the other parent's thoughts. Like Taylor was explaining at the beginning, kind of like, your home screen when you're creating your character before you start your game. They get to decide hair color, eye color. The things that they can't decide are personality and how you're going to sound. Essentially, like things that you cannot physically see, they'd have no decision.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they have no decision is because those decisions come from the thoughts themselves. So while your parents are having the tango, your personality,
The mental thought tango.
the mental thought tango, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your personalities are fighting to the death.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. So if For example, you have a super sarcastic personality and you have a super kind personality. They are fighting to the death. However, sometimes there's a tie. And you know what you get from that?
What?
Sarah?
Smartass.
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Ah, okay.
Oh.
When you have more static, you can create more human beings.
Okay.
So schizophrenia is necessary for human life.
Okay.
I have a question, Sarah.
I have an answer, Hiram.
Is thought fluid also stored in the balls?
Some of it.
Cool.
Some of it's stored in your mouth.
No,
Some of it's
the
stored in your
thoughts are
ass.
stored in the coochie, and then they mix.
Some of it's stored on your TV.
Okay.
Why did you get your thought fluid on my TV? It's just rude.
God.
Sorry, I'm done.
You're fine. Next question.
That's just not the plasma TV I wanted.
What
No,
happens?
it's fluid, not plasma.
What happens when you are given physical features such as looks and body type?
Oh, I already explained that one. Can I
You
go
did.
first?
You guys are kind of going. You guys are kind of jumping around, but just it's fine. No, Ryan needs to go first. We'll circle back to you.
Repeat the question.
What happens to be given physical features such as looks and body type?
Okay, looks and body types. All right. So you know how I was saying about the battle royale thing, right? Okay. So there's caches are scattered around while you're on this trip, and those caches, you don't get to choose. Kind of like what Sarah was saying in hers. You don't really get to choose. It just kind of happens. These caches, if you find a cache, you get, oh, I got blue eyes. Oh, I found a cache that I get brown hair. Oh, I have a cache that I'm actually a decent person. Oh, look, I got a cache of schizophrenia. And you collect these caches, and sometimes they drop them as they're traveling, trying to get to the final destination. So some people have less than others, and some people have more than others. And some people sometimes grab the wrong caches, or caches that are cursed, such as schizophrenia caches, or autism caches, or all that other stuff. So they take the caches, they load them in their backpacks, and then they go on a hike and they head towards the exit. And the exit, whatever they have on them, kind of like an extraction shooter, right? Whatever they have on them or in their backpack is what will apply to their character when they are born.
Oh, okay. Okay. So so if you die in this battle royale, you lose all those attributes and you got to start all over again?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can get scavenged. Someone can wait at the exit, wait for people to show up, and then murder them, and then grab all their caches and pick what ones they want, but those people later in life become thieves and business owners.
Oh, okay. 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 I like it. I like it. Okay, Ryan, same question.
Ryan, go again.
I mean Hiram, sorry. I mean Hiram, my bad, sorry.
Okay, so after you're done with the epic tonsil war of creation, you enter the vagina and you enter the womb. And then in the womb, there is a grown man with a neck beard, a jar, and
Just
a
to
My
be
Little Pony
clear,
figurine.
we're not at the internal body. This is all before that bit.
No, this is the guy who decides the features.
So you're in the vagina of the cosmic entity that's going to decide your features?
Your mother, and inside your mother, there's a man with a neck beard.
But you're not in your mother yet.
No, you are. This is when your features get chosen. It's in a different order than everybody else.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
So you enter, and there's a man with a neck beard, a jar, and a My Little Pony figurine.
okay.
And he beats the fuck out of you. And whatever bruises are on your face is how you get left. And that's why some people look like this.
Oh, okay.
And then he puts you in the jar next to the figurine and puts his gender fluid on you.
Okay, hold on.
That's a big jar.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's a mason jar. It's like a 4-ounce mason jar.
Yep.
Hold on.
Oh.
This man's vat of
4
gender
ounce,
fluid
4
is
ounces isn't
very
even that
large.
big. 4 ounces like that big. I meant to say a 32-ounce mason jar.
Yes, that makes more sense. His vat of gender fluid is very large. And that's what
My
like set in your
lights.
features is
My
neck beard man gender fluid.
No.
Okay. All right,
I'll be
Sarah.
right, Ryan.
Same question.
As I kind of explained earlier, each of these thoughts does contain several different hair colors, eye colors, body types, all your features.
Mm-hmm.
These ones, they don't actually have to fight each other like your personalities do.
Okay.
Your parents kind of get to choose them for you. So each parent has between like 3,000 and 4,000 different hair colors, different shades of eye colors, but they're all centered around something specific. So when your parents decide to go do the thought tango and decide to try and make a child, and like I said, thoughts have to collide, so you do the deed. When that happens, they get a glimpse of all the hair colors, all the eye colors, and they can kind of just pick and choose them as they want to.
So the parents can choose, or the thoughts choose?
No, the parents choose
Okay.
in the thought.
Thoughts never
Okay.
choose.
Because, they have to decide, they had to choose that they were going to fuck each other, so they had to know, hey, I'm probably going to get these
But
very shades.
we're just thinking about it right now. We're not actually fucking yet.
No. H-O-T, thought, and thoughts have to collide in order to see them.
Oh,
That's all you need. That's all
So
you
have
need.
to
If you just
smack
say,
two
if you
human
just,
heads together.
if
Yes.
you just say, I'm thinking about having a kid, a thought will come along and make it happen for you.
Okay.
Yes, in the static of your TV, from your
Yes.
radio.
Like a ring.
And that
Okay.
thought will
Like
come
the
to you.
ring
And
demon.
the thought splits itself up into the different hair colors, different eye colors, different personality types. And then when thoughts collide, you can see, and you can kind of, I say kind of, because there are varying shades, and sometimes there are double of those shades of like eye colors, hair color, whatever, your features. But there are so many different ones, and a lot of times parents get lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell the ones that the parents spent the most time on, because the ones that the parents spent the most time on, 9 times out of 10 look great. The ones that the parents are like, nah, I just want a kid, they just start pulling things at random. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. On to the next question. What needs to happen to be given your mental attributes and features? For example, how you think, your personality traits, and stuff like that. Ryan, you go first.
Man, this is not at all. This is way more in depth than I thought it was going to be. I did not think this far at all. Not even close. All right. So
This is all going to accumulate into something, just so everyone's aware.
I'm very scared.
you get to the exit, right?
Mhm.
Collect all your caches, everything.
Mhm.
Once you get to the exit, you're safe. No one can harm you. No one can do anything. But it's kind of another waiting area for a bit. While you're there, you can get some coffee, you can get some drinks, you can get some food, while you're waiting around. But one thing that you have to do while you're in this waiting area at the end is you have to talk to the merchant, and the merchant has thoughts for you. Now, while you're in the battlefield, not only were you or in the battle royale, not only were you trying to fend off all these other people trying to take your cash, and you were trying to find caches, but you were also finding coins. And these coins you give to the merchant, and the merchant will actually assign you a random number, which is your thoughts. Now, how many coins, or what type of coins? If you have, let's say, 5 coins, he will assign you a very low type of thought, right? And if you have, let's say, 20 coins, he will assign you a lot higher in thought. This is where you can get a higher IQ. If you've lost and bet your IQs at the very beginning, you can gain these back. But at the same time, you could also lose more IQs because you didn't have enough coins to bring to the merchant, and he steals that shit right from out underneath you, and you can't do anything about it. Right? So while you're in this waiting room, you talk to the merchant, give him coins, and he'll give you some thoughts, and you don't get to choose what the thought is. It just kind of is assigned to you. And it's like, oh, well, you got retardation. Good luck.
Okay.
Explains a lot.
Okay, Ryan. Hiram? Why do I keep saying Ryan? Hiram. How do you get mental attributes and personality?
Well, it happens after you're born, actually. When you come into this world, you immediately start taking in information. As this information accumulates, your brain begins to develop. And so what leads to IQ generally is just basic stimuli such as reading, problem solving, pattern recognition. And then what causes other mental quirks such as anxiety, depression, even schizophrenia to an extent, and stuff like that, is usually trauma brought on by parents or siblings or other people in your life. And then this developmental process usually stops around the age of 25. That's when your brain is fully developed. And at that point, your personality is basically set in stone. So if you're stupid at that point, you're probably going to stay stupid. If you have developmental problems, it's too late. You're going to be a little anxious wreck forever.
I'm fucked.
Me too, Doc.
And just to be clear, this is the before life still, correct?
Sure.
Okay, Sarah.
Mhm.
Hello. There we go. I kind of explained it a little bit earlier.
Mhm.
Your personality types, that's where the battle royale happens. These are not something that get chosen. These are something that absolutely fight to the death. So I'm just going to kind of a question to the question. Have you ever wondered why there are more people in the world that have anger issues, that have anxiety, and that have depression? Those
That's
are the
'cause that
three
damn
strongest.
merchant.
No, it's because those are the three strongest personality types. So
Oh.
while your parents are having their thought tango and thoughts are colliding, you have all of these different personalities that are fighting over what's going to be born and what's going to come into the world.
Mhm.
So 9 times out of 10, anxiety wins because anxiety gets paired up usually with things like confidence. So when anxiety and confidence go head to head, confidence has too much confidence that he's going to win, and he ends up getting beat to a pulp. So that's how they're kind of chosen. It's just whoever wins. Sometimes confidence gets lucky and anxiety dies,
Okay.
but it doesn't happen very often.
Okay.
And sometimes there's a stalemate. And like I said earlier, you know what happens with a stalemate?
What?
Schizophrenia.
Oh yeah,
Diarrhea
schizophrenia.
off schizophrenia. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hold on, let me.
Oh, and ADHD.
How do you spell
ADHD.
schizophrenia?
Oh Jesus!
What about dyslexia? Where's that one?
SCHI.
It's okay. I
Both kill each other off.
COPHERNIA.
Your intelligence and your stupidity start fighting. And then what happens is stupidity will start dying, and then they'll get that last jab in at your smarts, and so they both just die, so you end up with dyslexia. It's science.
Science, baby.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Ryan. We're almost near the end of the questions. So
Oh fuck! I don't. Oh man.
now that we've
Okay.
done all of that,
Shoot
what
me.
is the protocol in the system if
Mhm.
you were a mistake? If you went through this whole process and you get to the end of it, you find out, ah, shit, we shouldn't even have started this process. You fell onto the conveyor belt line by accident. What is the protocol?
Well, no, you didn't fall into the conveyor belt. What happened is there was a wall that blocked everything from entering, right? And the protocol is nothing. You die. You don't get to go back. You don't get a second chance. If you messed up, you die right then and there.
But
so all
what
the cash that you
decides-
collected,
What decides if you were a mistake?
Plan B.
I thought you were gonna say a hanger.
Guys,
Or a hanger.
guys, we're. Oh shit! I played the music by accident. Guys, before life, before conception,
Oh,
we're
before-
in the universe right now.
Oh, still?
Plan B.
Dude, this whole thing,
God,
I was like, in
God,
my head, I was
God took in
picturing
a
we went
Plan
from-
B. Is that what you're saying?
But dude, in my head, I was thinking, I was like, okay, we're in the ball sack now. Now we're going
No.
through the shaft, and now
My
we're
geez,
shooting
guys,
in.
for
We're
forever.
rocketing into the next planet over.
Okay.
The next ball sack.
We can go with that. You want to commit to that? We can commit to that.
You die. There's nothing. Life the
Okay.
thought and everything just ends right there.
Life does
Okay.
not give you lemons.
You don't get to go back to the roulette table. Actually, no, you do go back to the roulette table because they want to keep you
gotta-
gambling.
Got to start back at the very beginning.
You got to start back at the very beginning. Yep.
Okay.
And you lose all your efforts and all your shit. So there's some of them out there that have been through it like 5 or 6 different times, and they're like, there's no exit. It's all the same.
You just
that
replay
where
the same
suicide-
day over and over. Huh?
Is that where suicide comes from? Like suicidal thought? Because it's just gonna be the same thing over and over again.
No, that's crazy.
No, that's the
Crazy?
same thing over
yes,
and over
that is
again,
too.
expecting the same result.
That is true. Yes. So
Okay,
that's how you get
definitely.
crazy people is that because they went through the cycle multiple times before they were
That's
actually
when you become
conceived.
God, Ryan.
What?
The definition of insanity. That's how you become God.
Yes.
Hiram, what happens when you're a mistake?
You get pushed into the line to be born to a teen mother.
So if the successful one fails, you just get assigned to a random person.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyone born to teen moms, this is for comedic purposes only. I promise. There's nothing wrong with you.
Don't you dare, cat. Sorry.
Okay, Sarah, what happens if you're a mistake?
So I explained this, the thought tango.
Normally an orphan.
Thoughts have to collide.
Okay, yeah.
So once all of these two thoughts come together and they have created everything, they have everything down to the wire and it is ready. It is time to be conceived. Let's say, for example, the parents decide, nah, I'm not ready for it. That's kind of the decision right there, is that I'm not ready for a kid. So mom can take plan B or dad could use a condom. But here's the problem. You have these thoughts hurling towards each other, hurling towards where they want to be, ready to give life, to create life, to become a child. So when you take plan B or dad uses a condom,
Mm-hmm.
they hit, kind of like Ryan was saying, they hit a wall and they shatter into a million different pieces, into all of these. You're back at the very beginning, at your very own little me character. Now, some of these hairstyles, some of these personalities, they survive. They continue on. They can try again with an entirely different set of parents. But sometimes, they just poof. They're gone. That personality no longer exists. That hair color no longer will exist for this parent. That eye color will no longer exist for this parent ever again.
So they're just lost to the thought of the universe.
No, they're just gone. They don't exist. They don't even exist in static anymore.
Okay, okay.
So every time you use a condom, or every time you get on plan B, you stand the chance of losing a personality type, of losing a hair color, of losing an eye color, of losing a body type. It's a big risk.
It sounds like a big
That's why they
risk.
tell you.
Okay. Final question.
Okay.
And I ask that you guys keep this one brief. Creative but
Okay.
brief. Ryan, the most important question. Now, after all of that has been said and done, and we have now finally, Hiram, started the process of now going into the ball sack, where do babies come from?
The heart.
Okay. Okay.
I'm worried about what Hiram's gonna say.
Hiram, where do babies come from?
Bend over. God damn it.
What?
I'm laughing so hard, Joe. I'm laughing so hard. Bend over, I'll show you.
I'm gonna ask for a better answer than that.
Ah. These nuts.
Go. Okay. Hiram, I gotta be honest, bro. It's not going too good for you.
That's fine. I'm having fun.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Hold on. Sarah, where do babies come from?
Babies come from the completed, we'll call it an enigma, when all of the pieces are put together, hurling down, smashing into the mother, and impregnating her. So they
Okay.
essentially come from thought, but they also come from static.
Okay.
Like theoretical Legos.
THOT, not just THOT. THOT is where they start, is where like the what the child's gonna look like and how they're gonna be, and then the THOUT is where the baby comes from.
Ryan's face right now be the thumbnail.
I am.
Just a second ago.
No, there's just. I just had a thought, and
Oh no! Don't make a
no,
baby now.
I don't
Bring it
know.
Keep your pants on.
Okay.
Why is my heart getting bigger?
All right. Now that all of that has been said and done, I lied to you at the very beginning of this episode.
I fucking knew it.
None of you have gained or lost any points through this whole thing.
It was
Your point count is at 5. Each one of you have 5 points. And you are going to lose these points. Or you can gain points. The catch is, you have to tell me the entirety of this process that you've just given to me, that I have written down from start to finish, and then you need to describe to me the thing you have created. And because I have this written down, you will lose points for everything you get inaccurate, and you can gain point for everything you remember correctly.
Shit.
Is everyone
Thank God I
following
wrote
along?
Yeah.
Sarah came
All right.
prepared. Good.
I did. The second you told us, hey, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to write everything down, I was like, okay, cool, perfect.
And
Did
that
you write
is
everything down in 2 minutes. Well, I guess you went last, so you had the most amount of time.
and that is why I gave you guys 2 minutes at the beginning of this.
Word document pulled up,
Oh,
so I just typed it.
no.
I can type faster than I can write.
So hold on, let me get my
Oh,
point
fuck.
sheet out.
Okay, I gotta remember how the steps. There's the roulette table, there's the waiting area, then there's the battle royale, then there's the other waiting area, and then there's the heart.
Okay, so
It's a lot of waiting. I don't have that kind of patience.
okay,
Hey,
everyone has 5 points. So, Ryan, you are going to start first.
well, the before life is a room full of nothing but spirits that are nothing,
Mhm.
all gambling for a chance to win a life,
Mhm.
physically, an actual life. If you win, if your ball lands in the number, right? You could try 4,000 times, 4 million times, but it just takes one time. It takes one shot, one opportunity. It lands in the right spot, you get to move on to the next waiting area.
Mhm.
Once you move on, you're in this area full of other people, other spirits, other nothingness.
Mhm.
And then you're entered and thrust into a battle royale where you have to get from point A to point B before the storm or flood comes in. But while you're doing that, you have to fend yourself off from other, I'm saying people, but spirits, nothingness, while also looking for coins and cashes. Cashes for your personality and coins to win another personality. Once you get to the end, once you get to the finish, you are in another waiting area. But while you're here, you can chill, relax, have a drink, have something to eat. But while you're there, you have to talk to the merchant, and you have to give the merchant to all the coins that you have with a random thought, or your personality is randomly given to you depending on how many coins you have. The more coins you have, the better personality that you will have. Specifically, a personality that will specify in something, or the stronger that personality is. After that, you are waiting until the heart is ready to give birth.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You feel the love come over you and inside you and all around you, and lets you fill you up. And
Stop.
Then
Stop. You're going to lose points. Don't overdo it. Okay. Hiram. This is not looking good for you, pal. Start to finish. How do you create a life?
Well, it starts with Rua wheeling the scrotum of the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex of eternity, the majestic Tyrannosaurus of eternity, right?
Mhm.
And then the parents have to come and sacrifice an oxen from the fields, travel back in time, feed it to the dinosaur, who then whacks off, and then the gender fluid based spirits that were in the casino in the scrot come out, tonsil wrestle to the death, go into the womb, in which they find a neck-bearded man with a jar and a My Little Pony figurine, who then beats the shit out of you. And that's where your features come from, right? And then he puts you in the jar, proceeds to put his gender fluid all over you. If you're a reject, you can put in the line with teen moms. How your personality traits come through is trauma, usually from the development of your brain into pre-existence, not any later, as we established, where you develop things by learning or by getting abused by family members, siblings, which you have in the pre-existence in this particular way, and you come out of D's nuts and you create a chicken.
Damn, you should have just stopped talking.
You said, like, what did you just create? It's a chicken. Because it came
Final
out of a
question,
dinosaur. Never mind.
That's the last question. That's not what we're doing right now.
Oh, my bad. In that case, that's my answer to later, is it's a chicken.
Just for you, I'll cross out that -1 point.
Okay. Can I get some applause, please, for remembering all that I made up on the
No,
spot?
Yes.
no
Yes.
no
Thank you.
applause. No applause. We're
No,
not
he's
done
gonna
yet.
get applause.
We're
That
not
was
done
good.
yet.
He remembered that. I completely forgot about the interdimensional Tyrannosaurus Rex that he was talking about. The second he said that, my brain was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's right."
Okay,
Thank
Sarah.
you. Thanks, Ryan.
I just want to know, like, is that why the T-Rex is pissed off all the time? Is because he's not able to actually do anything because of his arms
Until the parents get there.
until the
Yeah,
parents get there?
That's what the oxen's for.
Okay.
Sarah.
You see, it's not actually an ox; it's oxycodone.
What the
You
fuck?
haven't played a lot of Schedule 1, haven't you?
It's a little too much, bro. You gotta dial that back. Okay, Hiram. Sarah. God damn
Yes.
it. No, nothing. Sarah.
Oh,
Okay. So before life, before you were even a thought, TOUHT, where did you exist? That's the question that we've been asked to answer. So the thing that a lot of people don't understand is we exist in static. Everywhere. I mean, that could be static in your brain, on your TV, in your radio, everywhere. But in each static is a thought. THOT. Gotta be specific. Now, these thoughts contain eye color, hair color, personality types, and each one of these thoughts is contained in a mother and a father. Now, in order to essentially begin the process of creating this life, there needs to be a thought battle. Thoughts need to collide. So that's when parents do the deed. So while these thoughts are colliding, your personalities are fighting to the death, trying to figure out what your personality is going to be. Your eye color, hair color, those parents that are having this thought tango, THOT, can see inside of each thought. They can see and they can decide what their hair color is, what the eye color is. It's a beautiful thing. But they can't create the personality because the personalities are fighting to the death. Once that is all established, that final piece, that final enigma that is going to become the child, hurls its way towards the mother. Thus, the process of becoming a baby. Now, this wasn't entered, but if you were a reject, then you slam into a brick wall and explode. And some of the thoughts, or some of the pieces survive. Some of them just disappear, never to be seen again.
And that's how you get crippled.
Okay, give me a quick answer. Ryan, what did you create?
A loving daughter.
Okay. Hiram, what did you create?
fictional pre-existence.
Okay. Sarah, what did you create?
Frankenstein. Sorry, question. Frankenstein's monster. Because Frankenstein was a scientist.
Yes, that is true.
All right. Okay. It was a good game. It was a good game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tally up the points here. Ryan, you
Take
got
my 0 with dignity.
6, 7, and then 6, 7,
Got 2.
8, 9. You have 9 points. Hiram, you have
3.
5,
Number 3, my lord.
7, 8, 7. Oh, 5, 6.
I'm scared. It's at a very low or higher than I'm expecting.
I sort of got mine's
Oh,
on 9.
9.
Oh my fuck.
Hiram
Okay.
got 9.
And
Sarah,
probably got 20.
Sarah pooped on all of us.
Oh yeah. She actually wrote it
Sarah,
down.
you have
Watch it be the lowest.
I doubt it.
I'm gonna say 15,
It
14,
was spelled
15.
T, right?
8.
She
THOT.
didn't-
Yeah,
You got 8.
I forgot about the THOUT. The difference between THOT and THOUT.
No, actually, what got you was earlier you had said that the thoughts smash together and they shatter like glass. And in this, you said they smash into a wall.
Yeah, and that's why it breaks apart. And so some of them survive and some of them don't.
Well, it's different. I'm sorry, I don't make
Yeah,
the
it
rules. Okay.
Wait,
That's
so
okay.
did me and Hiram both rehashed our better than hers?
Now you both tied. You both tied. So we're gonna have to do a tiebreaker.
Wait, I thought he got 8.
No, I got 9.
You both got
Oh, was it
9.
9 to 9?
No, Sarah got 8.
You both got 9. So
9.
I gotta think of a tiebreaker here real quick. Let me
First to
think.
Poland wins.
No, first to
to
pull
Poland or
out.
first to conquer Poland? I
Both.
lose the
long?
first to pull out one,
You know,
dude.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah.
How long does it take between the beginning and the end, from when you're in the roulette to when you're like actually conceived? Because Hiram's is time traveling, so does that take longer, or did it actually take a shorter amount of time because you have to go back and get your kid essentially?
It would
Well-
be instantaneous. It depends on what time you're perceiving.
But
Like,
for
are you
me-
in the forward time, the parents' time? Then it's instantaneous. But if you're traveling back in time, you could wait like an entire lifetime to see anybody.
This was all in the before life. This is all happening on a different plane of existence. It's not even happening in reality.
Okay, in that case, instantaneous, and everyone's blue now.
There you go.
It happens immediately, but also never at the same time.
You experience the entirety of your life at the same time.
My real answer was going to be it really depends on the age, because it depends on how much time he needs to reload.
You're talking about the Tyrannosaurus?
No, I'm talking about fucking.
Ah!
Oh my god, I almost died.
Amazing.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Tiebreaker. Let me think of a tiebreaker here real quick.
My answer is scrotum.
Mine is not that.
Yeah, good answer.
Where was your baby conceived and what transpired?
Are
Ryan,
you talking
go.
about my actual child?
Oh,
No, I'm not talking about your
this-
actual child. No, don't answer that question. I don't want to know.
Well, it was back in behind a Walmart in a Honda Civic at about 9 p.m.
Is that your answer?
How did you know where my
No.
baby was conceived?
No. I got cameras, man. Anyway,
Whoa.
so where was my baby conceived? Ironically enough, which is very weird, it's the closest hole to the heart, so the belly button.
I meant
Aren't
in
the
real
doors
life,
closer?
dog. We're not talking
Oh.
pre-life. Like where your babies.
Oh, okay, wait, reframe the question then. Make it
Where were your
specific. Where was-
babies? Where did you fuck to make your baby?
Oh, behind a Walmart at 9 p.m. on Honda Civic.
Okay, Hiram, where did you fuck to make your baby? A fictional story.
If I said closet, it would have been really weird.
It was in a burning down house during a sex game involving a World War II flamethrower.
Hiram wins.
You kidding me?
Those are the point.
He took he took the game. He stole the point.
Nobody fucking dies in my story. He just burnt the whole house down. There is no child.
The
The house, yeah, they survived because the child was obviously birthed.
the
That was
story
implied.
of
What
a
type of firefighter
interdimensional.
saw your wife being birthed, and he was like, "Yep, we're gonna have to do it in the middle of this burning wreckage of a
Do
building."
you know what conceived means?
Conceived? He said,
And where were they? Like, what was happening, and where did you all commit the act of coitus?
When did
It
your
wasn't birth.
gender
When did the
fluid?
fucking happen?
Where did your
The
gender
sword
fluid
outside
insert?
of the balls.
it inserted in her and some on the back seat as well. Okay,
Damn it.
it was really tight. Maybe the rooftop. I don't know.
Can I end this out now? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
I
The
just
s-
realized
Free speech?
The story of Hiram's space T-Rex balls in interdimensional space with time-traveling parents has stole the show. He's won. Hiram,
Yeah.
give us a winner speech.
It really is an honor to not be a part of this for a few weeks, show up, win, refuse to elaborate, and then leave. I think that's hilarious, especially when it's about T-Rex balls. Anyway, yes, applaud for me, my simps.
Ryan,
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I love you.
Yes.
Ryan,
you,
loser
Taylor.
speech.
Good night.
Well, this was a great battle, and I thought I had enough weapons for this, but I guess not. I'm gonna have to go back to the roulette table and gamble again.
Suck my T-Rex balls.
Sarah, loser speech.
I just need to actually remember what I'm doing.
Huh?
That's all I'm gonna say. That's my speech.
Okay.
Thanks for trying.
No. I could do a lot less than that.
Yep.
What the fuck was that?
I've never seen that before. I didn't know what it was, so I wanted to press it. I didn't. It was so loud too. Why was this so loud?
Right in the middle of Sarah's loser speech.
No,
How
I
dare you.
didn't. Stop. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You hear me? I exist only in the
Stop.
closet.
Okay, I'm done. I
All
was trying to
right.
turn it down, but it's not working.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all learned something wonderful today. I hope we've gotten a nice, good insight on what happens in the before life. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys haven't already, please share the stream. Check out our YouTube channel. We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok. We got all the socials. Go check them out. If you like the content, this episode will be uploaded onto YouTube, edited, polished for your viewing. Please
That's
go
right.
check it out. With all of that being said, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And also, we're not ending the stream. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Go get hit by a
Peace.
bus.
Can I go home now?
No!
Whatever.
What the fuck?